Welcome to Mark Golf. So today we are covering the strike, so trying to improve the contact on the club face at the same time, trying to improve our position of impact, hence improve the strike and improve the early extension when you swing back and you drive the pelvis towards the ball, and then you have to, as you do that, the upper body will rise up, club will come towards you, and then you'll hit it in the toe. If you drive forward and don't rise up, then potentially you'll shoot the other end and then get into the heel, and then you're scattered all across the face. So we've got 4 parts to go through, so please watch it all the way through and get that drill at the end, which will make that difference to a much more consistent strike. Right, number 1 is posture. So we have to be in a good starting position to try and help at least give yourself a chance to avoid an early extension, and that could be on the backswing. When you turn back and you lift up, then you're already early extending and you're in trouble because the pressure underneath your feet will be in a bad place, and as you drive through, there's going to be carnage. Right, so the bit to avoid is to sit. So if you're sat down, the top half will arch, and then you're not in a particularly athletic position to move, and there's a good chance as you swing back you're going to have to stand up. So nice and upright, try and open up that chest, put your hands on your quads, feel you're pushing the chair away, so you don't need to arch the lower back, just feel you're pushing the chair away, tilt forward so you feel the belt buckle putting more down, slight give of the knees, take your hands off, nice and relaxed across, and there's your position. So the top of the spine, as you draw a line down, should clip the club on the way down. Pressure towards the balls of the foot, so fairly centered. Nice soft knees rather than bent knees, and the crucial thing there is that hinge from the hips, so then the upper back doesn't need to do too much work. As soon as you're sat, you're in a bad position, pressure wise, very difficult to move, and more likely you're going to start moving towards the ball. Next one, number 2, is making sure, like I said on the first one, that you're not already lifting on the way back, which will cause you to move forward, pressure into the toes. So, simple one, club across your chest, use that as a pointer. You're not trying to point it down straight at the ball. If you want a number, you're looking at 30 degrees. So as you swing back, you've got the left shoulder pointing down slightly and you're still tilted. So then you'll feel hopefully a little bit of pressure in this leg. If that feels a little bit too much, then open, angle that back foot out slightly, not too much, because obviously that will interfere on the follow through. So looking at clock face, just 1 digit, and you're feeling a bit more pressure into that leg. You're turning that belt buckle into that pocket. So there's a bit of a load into that quad, into that glute. And so when you're in that position, you haven't already lifted and come forward, because if you've done that move, like I said, from there you're going to be struggling. So first of all, make sure you're maintaining that position. Use a chair, use any object you've got at home that you're loading into that hip flexor, and the right glute is pressed against that chair. So it's just start with a slight gap, turn back and feel the glute hit the chair, and you've maintained that position, so then you're in a good chance to then attack it from there. Right, number 3 is a very effective drill. As you can see in the screen now, courtesy of Sportsbox, you can see Nelly Corder's numbers there, and as it appears, you can see that the peak of the side bend, which if you've got some side bend, that will mean you're not early extending, is when the club is parallel to the floor on the follow through. So you can see that's a number. So I mean, that's a crazy number, and most of it would need surgery to try and achieve that. So if we get anywhere near that, that will be, we're living the dream. Right. So you can, again, put the club across your chest. This time you just need a little bit of leeway both sides, so then you can keep an eye on the fact that the club is pointing down, and now you've got to try and get the club to come through to mirror image that side, that point. So that's your 30 degrees, so you're basically almost repeating it as you go back through. So there's a little bit of a drive into the front leg first, which will put the club in the slot, and feel this right shoulder coming under, and you're repeating that move. So then you've got that side bend, the bottom half has gone back, the chest is more open to the target, and you're coming through to hit that ball. So you haven't gone into the ball. So do that a couple of times, get the feel for that. Do a slow one, so you're trying to get the brain saying, right, so impact is not this. I'm not scrunched up, I haven't lifted, I haven't collapsed, I haven't gone into the ball. I'm more open to the target, so you're trying to push away from the ball. So you can do quite a simple drill of swinging it just to waist height and through to waist height. So you've got that nearly quarter position there. This side you can hold your position, see where you're looking. So if you're up on your toes, you know you've already extended, and it's a good drill, nice simple drill. So you can swing just above waist height, come through the other side, hold that position and see how you're looking. It will give you good feedback. Get that strike going, bang in the middle. Last one, number 4, is the gateway. So I set a gateway there. So you're never going to master, a moving golf. It's too hard, and you've got to rely on your mobile and your stability, all your joints working as a team rather than something being restricted and working against each other, which is more likely we're going to have some kind of problem. So I've got a dodgy left knee, you'll get someone with a hip, you'll get someone with a shoulder. So there's something going on. Generally, us, we're messy, and there's bits that just aren't working as well as they should be, or they're just a bit stiff, just because we haven't been using it. So if you set the gateway there, you can get the timing of that going. It really focus where you're trying to, and give you some awareness of what's happening when you're hitting the ball. You don't need to overthink it much. Just allow that, so your attention is thinking, right, I'm getting. So you can use the logo on the ball, and you're getting that club to go through that gateway, and it really helps the strike. It's a good drill to do, and you can get the timing of what's going on. So you can do the drill we just did on number 3. This time we've got a little bit of a gateway. Don't make it too harsh to begin with. You can gradually sort of narrow it in, and then that will give you good feedback on what's going on, whether you're coming through that gateway in the right position. Cool. Hope that makes sense. Any questions or comments, please send them through, and let's get striking that ball better.